All right, Shalom. This is Brother Gabar. And before I hop into this lesson, first and foremost, I would like to give all praises to the Most High and their true Paleo-Hebrew names and in the Paleo-Hebrew tongue. So with that, I would like to say, Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Ha-Rakah, Kodash, Shema-Maf. All right, double honors to the apostle and elders of GMS. Double honors to my elder as well, Ahar Wamban Yasharala. Shalom to the Akim, the brothers, and the women and children that sincerely believe, man. All right. So today, this lesson is stemming from this article that I came across, and it simply says, why is ICE stockpiling weapons? All right, and short-term answer, you know what I'm saying, Esau, Edom, you know, they preparing to come down with great wrath upon the people, man, more so than they already doing, you know. They're preparing for that sedition among men, you know, people rising up against the government, you know, they're preparing for civil unrest, you know, preparing for those you know, those civil wars and those race wars that's mentioned and prophesied in the scriptures. All right, they preparing to come down with a great wrath upon the people, man, primarily the children of Israel, man, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and our people that are mixed and scattered amongst these other nations. All right, and then this is another slide from the article. It says, private weapons and ammunition companies have gotten very lucrative contracts with the Department of Homeland Security to provide enormous stockpiles of weapons to ICE and DHS, Department of Homeland Security, according to the data from SEEN, Adam Schiff's office, and the New Republic. I probably mispronounced them, but it is all good. It says, Schiff's report found that the contracts are for $144 million, right? And that's one of the things that caught my eye, man, because, man, that's nothing but from the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. It says, man, $144 million in weapons, ammunition, and other accessories for Trump's Salakia, for, you know, the president's first year, and will build a heavily armed domestic police force. Taxpayer dollars are paying for it. All right. But the main point, man, you know, again, you know, just, ICE, DHS, Department of Homeland Security, so on and so forth, man, they stockpiling weapons, man, military grade arms, man. And I think it was the other, hold on. Yeah, here we go. It says, one of the contracts is with Giselle Automatics for millions of dollars worth of weapons, some describes as precision long guns and accessories, and AR-style rifles with military specifications. All right, so they stockpiling military-grade weapons and arms, man, to police the people. You know, these are typically be weapons you'll see within war, you know, but these, you know, agents and so on and so forth going to be out among the streets, you know, and they already are, you know, but even more so. All right. It says there's also a contract with Glock for millions of dollars worth of handguns and accessories. There are also millions of dollars worth of tasers, pepper spray, and tear gas canisters. Right. So, tasers, pepper spray, and tear gas canisters, you know, just further, tear gas canisters for like crowd control, crowd dispersal. And they already using tasers and pepper spray and so on and so forth. But point being, you know, and if I zoom in, you know, contract with Glock, $8.72 million. All right. Man, contract with this company up here, $62.21 million. You know, Quantico Tactical Incorporated for $16.25 million, so on and so forth. But again, going back to that number, man, of $144 million, man. All right. And that 144 is what stuck out to me, man, because, you know, again, I feel like that's nothing but the Lord, man, putting that, you know, putting it on the minds and the hearts of these people to put that number in this article, just showing, man, Esau is gearing up to come down with great wrath upon the people, man. All right. With military grade weapons and gear and, tactics. All right. It says, this is the book of Revelations, chapter 12 and verse 12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil, right, deceiver, all right, and Esau Edom is the the biggest deceiver upon the earth right now, man. It says, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time, man. All right. And look at how Esau Edom is moving, man. Look what they just did in Venezuela and capturing that leader, right, and seizing that oil. Look what they're doing with Israel in Iran right now, killing their leader and shooting those missile strikes right over there. I just seen. I mean, I was at work earlier. Man, they said over 2,000 missiles have been shot in these last few days, man. All right, have been shot over there in Iran. All right, man. Esau is moving sporadically, man. All right, look what these agents ICE. Look at what these agents are doing in the streets amongst the northern kingdom. All right, Esau is he coming down with great wrath, but this is just the beginning. It's only going to get worse. All right, it says, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. All right, so man, Esau knows his end is near. All right, so man, he gonna do any and everything he can to show forth that last bit of might or that last bit of strength, or how the elders say, that one last hoorah, before he gets taken down ultimately by the Lord Yahweh Shai. All right. And when I seen this article, this is the first precept that came to mind, man. Esau is just, they stockpiling, man, $144 million worth of weapons and ammunition and gear, to go against the people, man. All right, they getting ready for that, that sedition among men, or that civil unrest, those riots, those race wars, those civil wars, all right, to come down harsh upon the people. And again, primarily the children of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And you already see, these agencies doing that in the streets, specifically against the northern kingdom, the so-called Hispanics and Latinos. But it's only going to get worse, man. And that's what they're preparing for. All right. And Khan, man, this was just a quick lesson on this article, man. Just when I seen that, man, stockpiling over $144 million worth of weapons and gear and ammunition. All right, man, they're preparing for a war with the people. Again, because they're getting military grade weapons and arms, man. All right, stuff that you would see within war. You know what I'm saying, with foreign enemies and so on and so forth. They're about to be on the streets with military grade weapons and arms, for the people, primarily for, the children of Israel, you Jakes, man, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. So again, man, if you don't have the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, in these days to come, man, you're not going to be protected, man, in that day. All right. Because Esau is about to come down with that great wrath, and they're preparing for it. So Khan, man, again, this was just a quick lesson I wanted to do on this article, and this scripture came to mind. So with that, I pray and hope that this was edifying and are encouraging. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom.